Hello, here I'm going to look at some example questions which involve ratios and show you how to go about solving them. So do have a look in my video about what a ratio actually is, and anyway, let's get cracking. So a ratio is when we split something up into two or more groups and we compare the groups. So in this question I've got, in a class, the ratio of boys to girls is 3 to 4. So what does that actually mean? Well, it means that I've got a class of children, and it's made of boys and girls, and for every 3 boys there must be 4 girls. So there's slightly more girls than there are boys. So the first thing I'm going to write is I'm going to write boys here, and I'm going to write girls here, and I'm going to write underneath the ratio. So for every 3 boys there are 4 girls, and that is always going to stay the same, that ratio between the boys and girls. And now it's saying if there are 16 girls, how many boys are there? Well, let me show you what to do. So at the moment, this ratio works. If we've got 4 girls, we know we must have 3 boys. So what I need to do is underneath the girls, I need to write 16 here, because it's saying if there are 16 girls, how many boys are there? I then need to find out what this number would be. And what I do is I think to myself, how have I got from 4 to 16? What have I multiplied 4 by to get to 16? And I'm sure you'll see from your times tables that 4 times 4 equals 16. And it's just the same as with equivalent fractions, is whatever I do to one side, I have to do to the other side. So 4 times 4 is 16. Yep, you got it. I've got to multiply 3 by 4. So 3 by 4 gives me 12 boys. So that is the answer to this question. I'm just going to show you something else, just to kind of add on and help, which will help with other questions, is in this example, I had 3 boys and 4 girls. Whenever I'm doing ratio questions, I always like to do a third column, if you like, which is my total. So this is a very small class because there were only 7 children in it. There were 3 boys and 4 girls. Now in this class here, I've got 12 boys and 16 girls, so that's giving me a total in the class altogether of 28. And lo and behold, 7 times 4 equals 28. So just to go back and make sure we've answered the question, if there are 16 girls, how many boys are there? There are 12 girls. Sorry, 12 boys. There we go, and underline it. Right, let's look at this next question here. Now, in this question, in a raffle, there is 1 prize for every 20 tickets. Now, just need to hold on for that. So what I'm going to think to myself is my total here is 20 tickets. If I've got 20 tickets all laid out here, can you picture 20 raffle tickets? I'm not going to draw them, but let's imagine them. Out of those 20 raffle tickets, 1 of them is going to win a prize. So I'm going to write for my columns prize, no prize, and then total tickets. And I really recommend you approach all the questions like this. So in a raffle, there's 1 prize for every 20 tickets. So what have I got? I've got 20 tickets, and there is 1 prize. So therefore, there must be 19 tickets that have got no prize. Very easy in a question like this to put the ratio as 1 to 20, but it's not 1 to 20 because it's 1 out of 20. So just be a bit careful with that. So now I've got my ratio. There's every 20 tickets, it's a ratio of 1 to 19, prize to no prize. Now this question's asking me how many prizes are there if 120 tickets are sold. Now because I've done this column, which I like to call my total column, I can just write underneath it 120. I'm doing exactly the same as we did in the previous question. I'm thinking, how do I get from 20 to 120? How many 20s in 120? All different kinds of ways to do it. You could think that 5 20s makes 100, so 6 20s is 120, or you could go 6 2s are 12, so 6 20s must be 120. Either way, I know that the answer is times 6. So then I need to do that to these columns here, and that will give me what I need to know. So let's start with a nice easy one. So if there are one prize with 20 tickets, I must multiply this by 6. So nice and straightforward. 6 times 1 is 6. Now there's two ways of doing this. I could do 6 times 19, but I'm not going to, because I know that this adds this number must make 120. So this must be 6 less than 120 to give me 114. I didn't actually need to fill this column in because it's asking me how many prizes are there if 120 tickets are sold. So I go to this column and I can see that there are 6 prizes. And not only do I hope that you manage to complete any work you've got to do without too much difficulty, I also hope if you buy yourself a raffle ticket, you win a prize. Do look at some other videos. I've got some more examples. Sometimes with this kind of work, it's just best to look at as many example questions as you can.